Are you playing as freely as you did last year?
Do what? One more time?
Are you playing as freely as you did last year? I mean, I know you've had some turnovers that you don't want to have and things like that. Has it made you any more cautious, or are you still playing the way you always played?
No, I think I'm still playing the way I need to. Mentally, having the eyes in the right spots. Now I just think, the details of certain routes and me being on time with it. The execution has been the thing that, has gotten us beat. I think, the past 3 weeks I've steadily improved where my eyes need to be. And I think Freddie and my coach would, attest to that. So just 1 week at a time, continuing to take care of the ball and get the ball in our playmakers' hands.
At a couple points last week, Baker talked about frustration. How do you prevent that really getting into a young quarterback's head?
He has to have the mindset of the game of football is tough. It's a tough game played by tough people. Baker's a tough individual, mentally and physically. Baker will be fine. He just has to understand to stay in the moment, and I think he does. You come out of bad situations a lot of times better off personally and professionally, and he just has to keep his focus on the day and what he's doing in that day.
How do you deal with it when this frustration continues to build with one more loss?
Stay the course. I think no matter what's going on, I think we've made strides in certain areas that we needed to. But now we just have to make the plays when they're there. We have to execute when it's in the red zone. We have to do those obvious things that we lost because of. But to continue to stay the course and improve each week. And we know that right now, 8 games left in the season. Just have a single week focus coming into it and do our job.
Before the season, Joel Bitonio's, I read a quote from him that said Baker plays without fear. And I thought that really summed up what we saw from him well last year. And I know Scott asked about reluctance. It's kind of a different word, probably a similar point, but does he need to get back to that more? Is there a thing where maybe he's trying to avoid the interceptions too much, not letting it loose? What do you think about that?
Protecting the football is the number one job of the quarterback. The number 2 job is to continue to play fearlessly, all right? Because you're never going to make those plays until you do. I think he does a good job of putting things behind him and moving forward. Listen, all the interceptions is not on him, all right? There's a lot that goes into that. I've told you guys that before. So I don't think he bats an eye and he does not think about the last throw. He only thinks about the current one. Some of those situations you may be talking about are dictated by the situation. So I think everybody needs to just be more consistent. I think everybody realizes that.
Today, Freddie said that taking care of the ball is a quarterback's number one job, but right next to that is playing without fear, because you're never going to make the plays that you need to make if you don't. How hard has that been to balance?
To be honest with you, it's not real difficult. I can still play the way I need to. When he says play without fear, it's trusting your guys to be there in that spot. And so that's, me letting it loose, being on time, putting it in the right place, and having the communication with those guys throughout the week of here's where you need to be on time at this step, this depth, this width. So it's, taking care of the ball, but, letting it loose in the anticipation of where guys need to be. When you trust those guys to be there, I'm going to let it rip. And so we just haven't had, the same plays that we made last year, but I think we're very close.
To balance those top 2 jobs that you mentioned?
I think playing quarterback in the National Football League is one of the most difficult things there are to do, especially in this business, of course. But I think he's going to continue to work. He's always evolving. He's going to be better this week than he was last week, and just continue to grow.
As a player, that you've had success everywhere you've gone, every level you've played the game. And I think this is probably the toughest stretch you've had in your football career. Mm-hmm. How are you learning to deal with that, and also to try and overcome the difficulties?
Stay the course. Whether it's football or life, it's not what's going on, what adversity is really hitting you. It's what you do with that. So like I said, stay the course, continue to try and improve each week. and put us in the best position to win is all I can do. I can't press too much, try and win it all in one play. I have to continue to do my job and improve each week so that we'll have a different outcome.